Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Kristen Welton. My friends call me Kiki, and now so can you. And I'd love to welcome you to my kitchen. I love cooking and baking and everything to do with it. And I thought, you know what, maybe it's about time that I show you what kind of magic I do here. Sometimes what I do is I find a recipe, I try it, and if I like it, then I do it again. But sometimes I change and tweak the recipe as I go. Sometimes I add another ingredient, or 12, or I tweak the measurements and stuff like that. Sometimes I just make up my own recipe. Sometimes it works and sometimes it goes hideously wrong. And I'm going to take you along for the ride. Since the holiday season is finally here, I love Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's my absolute favorite time of the year, not just because the temperature's a lot cooler, but because I love everything to do with fall and Christmas, and I get so excited about all of this stuff. I thought this is the perfect opportunity to show you how I make my very special homemade cranberry sauce. This cranberry sauce is absolutely amazing. It is made with fresh, tart cranberries, and it only takes a few ingredients to make, and I promise you it is so delicious. You will either enjoy it yourself or wow everybody at the dinner table with your culinary prowess. I'm going to show you how to do this in very simple, easy steps, and it's extremely affordable to make as well. And I'll go through all of the ingredients at the end and tally it up and show you exactly how cost effective it can be. I don't know about you, but I've always hated cranberry sauce. I've hated the texture, the jelly stuff, the ones with the whole cranberries, and I don't know, it's just an icky taste, and I just really didn't like it. Until I found out how much Kevin's family loves cranberry sauce and thought, you know what, maybe it's time that I learn how to make it and maybe I'll end up liking it. And you know what? That is exactly what happened. I love this stuff. I'll even make it when it's not even holiday time. It is really that good. And the thing is with this sauce, you can have it with your turkey, you can have it with ham, you can have it with chicken, you can have it with pretty much anything. But the day after Thanksgiving, when it's time for turkey and stuffing sandwiches, this acts as a wonderful spread. Also, you can use this on hors d'oeuvres, you can use it on toast, and you can even use it to zhuzh up your baked brie. This recipe is extremely beginner friendly, and I promise you, anybody can do it. If I can do it, you can too. So I've taken the bag of cranberries, I've put them in the colander, and I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to go through the cranberries and just make sure that they are all in peak condition. So when I'm going through these, I'm looking for anything that indicates that it's a bad cranberry. The cranberry should be very firm to touch, and if they seem extra hard, that's okay too, because when we're cooking it, it will break down and they will actually kind of like explode and all sorts of stuff. It doesn't get very messy or anything like that. When I say explode, I just really mean get soft and start oozing everywhere. Okay, these look really good. Now I'm going to rinse these in really super cold water. Shake the water off, and then I just place this inside of another bowl just to let the water drip down. Okay, now we're on to the next step. So when I mentioned that this recipe only has a few ingredients, I really mean it only has a few ingredients, actually 3 to be exact. plus one more that I use because I love the taste of it and it just zhuzhes it up a bit, but it is something that you can choose not to use if you don't like it. Here are the cranberries we have already washed. This is 1 cup of orange juice, and a recipe normally calls for 1 cup of sugar, but I find that it's too sweet, so I only use 3/4 of a cup. If you like your cranberry sauce really sweet, then add the full cup of sugar. Here's a little tip. It is so great when you're able to cut, prepare, measure, and prep your kitchen before you start cooking or baking, because it makes it for a very seamless and easy time. Less cleanup, especially when you're able to clean as you go. And always remember, a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. Now let's get cooking. This is just a small pot, and I'm adding my 1 cup of orange juice. And I'm turning on, and I'm putting this to about medium high. Very carefully taking my sugar. And if 3/4 of a cup of sugar is still too much, feel free to reduce as you go. So here's another tip. What I've done in the past as well with my cranberry sauce is that I've reduced my sugar to 3/4 of a cup, but I even reduced it even further to only 1/2 of a cup, and then I've added 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. It just gives it a more caramelized taste, but for this we're just doing it as a very basic to show you how easy this is to do. I've put in my sugar and my orange juice. I'm going to take my whisk. I'm just helping to distribute the sugar and to help make it dissolve a little bit faster. I personally prefer to put in 3/4 of the bag and then add 1/4 of a bag afterward. I don't measure it, I just eyeball it. Of course, if you're not comfortable with eyeballing it, then by all means measure it out. Okay, so I'm going to leave this much, and it's dripping. So I'm going to dry my hands and just stir it a bit. And now I'm hearing it bubble a bit. I'm going to turn this down now and continue to stir. And now I can start to hear them pop a bit. It's not quite like popcorn, but you can really start to hear them sizzle and pop a bit. And now I'm going to put the top on, and we're just going to let it cook. I like to check on them frequently. And you might even be able to see some of them popping a bit. So I just want to stir it to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. Oh, a couple of them are splitting really, really nicely. Hopefully you can see that. These are popping beautifully. Okay, so these are cooked down and are super juicy and popped. And now this is the perfect time to add the rest of the cranberries. I'm going to fold them in. And I've turned the stove down to simmer because there should be enough heat in here to break down these guys. So now is the perfect time to add my extra ingredient, and that is cinnamon. What I like to do is add about half a teaspoon to it, but I do it in 1/4 teaspoon increments. That way I can taste it and see whether or not I want more or less. And just sprinkle that in and stir. Oh my god, it smells so good. It smells like the holidays. And of course, if you find that the cranberry sauce is too tart, you can always add in a little bit more sugar. I wouldn't add in more liquid, only because then you're changing the consistency of the cranberry sauce. Also remember to do it in small increments because it's easy to add more, but you can't take away. So I'm going to taste it. And it's super jelly-like consistency. Look at that. It's gorgeous. The color is gorgeous. The consistency is amazing. Oh my god, that is so good. But definitely needs more cinnamon. So I'm going to add in another 1/4 teaspoon. Sprinkle that in. And start mixing as soon as possible. Oh my god, that is perfect. Okay, so we're going to turn this off. We're going to set that aside to cool. I'm going to give this a nice stir. Look at that. The consistency is absolutely gorgeous. It's thick and juicy, and you still have a few of those cranberries that haven't burst yet. How easy was that? In just a few minutes, you have a delicious, tantalizing, and very aromatic homemade cranberry sauce to wow your guests at the dinner table, or for you just to indulge on your own. Have it nailed down and want to get a little bit more creative or adventurous with this cranberry sauce? Well, let me give you a couple of tips. All of these extra ideas you can do at the very end after you've added the last bit of cranberries and are quietly simmering it. Idea number 1. Take a lemon, slice it and put 1 slice in, stir it and just let it simmer. But be sure to remove any and all seeds. Number 2, take a sprig of rosemary, cut it in half and put 1/2 into the pot to let it simmer quietly with the cranberry sauce. Just remember, before serving, remove, place somewhere to cool properly before depositing into your garbage or your compost container. Or, number 3, take a few sprigs of thyme, put it into the pot, let it simmer, and just remember, when removing this, it will be very hot. Take it out, set it aside to cool properly before depositing into your garbage or your compost container. That's it. That's all I have for you today. That was my super simple recipe to make absolutely delectable and perfect cranberry sauce. This is so good. And I kid you not, I used to hate cranberry sauce, but this I love. And you can tweak it and make it your own by adding different ingredients, different types of sugar, different amounts of sugar to your taste preference. Also, adding a sprinkle of coarse sea salt brings that flavor up even a notch further. Well, thank you so much for joining me for my very first cooking video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you gained value from this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to me and haven't subscribed already, please do. And please don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you can be notified of when I upload new content or when I go live. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on filming. Bye everyone.